God is my source. God is my power. God is me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God is me everything I need. Go, I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Last time, oh God, God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. Last time, God gives me everything I need.
Awesome. Wow. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. Elise Carver on the keyboards and our lead musician. We got May Ruth. We got Eliza. We got Paresh. Wow, you all were awesome. Wow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you all were awesome too. I heard you singing out there. Welcome, I'm Reverend Gregory Toole, and it is so good to be here today. Are you glad to be here today? I am glad to be here. This is a divine, good day, and we rejoice and are glad in it. Are you rejoicing and being glad in this day? Me too. What a wonderful place to be where we are reflected. Love is reflected back to us. We're reflecting love. It's like this circular love vibration that is going on here, and the knowing of the truth that we are powerful divine beings. Everyone agree with that? Yes. All right, we're in the right place. I want to call forth Mark Ruth, our board president, to give us our announcements today.
Thank you. Good morning, and I'm glad to give the announcements today. Some of our teens are now young adults. The young adults are offering a workshop for our members' participation in Richelieu Hall today at 12:30. Come and experience a taste of the young adult retreat as you are guided through. This is offered on a love donation basis. All donations will support our former teens in going to the young adult retreat. That should be an exciting event. After service, join our prayer circle here in the sanctuary by the piano. Also today, we have choir practice at 12:15, so as to not to interrupt the prayer circle, in the sanctuary. And the choir will meet with Elise right over there. And our women's circle will be meeting at 12:30 p.m. in the team room. So there's a lot going on today. Thank you to all of those who have contributed to our restoration project to rebuild the offices and rooms flooded by the torrential rains in February. We highly appreciate all your donations, and we thank you in advance for donations still to come. Now, I noticed that the thermometer is on the entryway into Richelieu Hall. It's getting close to 30,000. Let's get it over that mark. Thank you. We have a date for the Hidden Treasure Yard Sale, September 27th to 29th. Please check the activity table for the flyer with more details and the sign-up sheet for volunteers. So that means you start accumulating your stuff, usable stuff, to donate for the yard sale. And we'll let you know when to bring it in. It's not time yet. It's time for you to start gathering it. We have it's back to school time. We invite you to bring school supplies to support the Rainbow Shelter. Maureen McKinney will be collecting them. Yes, I have 3 pages of announcements. I don't want you to be concerned. It's normally 2 pages, but for me, they make the print extra large. Our first Divine Dining at the home of Claudia Kokorian and Jim Hale is coming up on Sunday, August 18th, next Sunday. It's at 4 p.m., goes to 9 p.m. The theme this year is 60s to 70s Motown revival. Tickets are $100, and it's a blast. And so you go, oh, $100? Well, what do I get for that? Well, here's what you get. You get a concert featuring Claire Bathay and Rick Parmalee in 2 sets of 45 minutes of moving Motown music. So you get a concert. Satisfy your palate with appetizers of mac and cheese bite, bacon wrapped sausages, mini grilled cheese, followed by a main course of fried chicken and French toast. That's Claudia's version of chicken and waffles. Barbecue beef sliders, Yukon Gold potato salad, pan-roasted whitefish with pepper stew, and dirty rice and beans. And for dessert, sweet potato pie and assorted cookies. This catered event is prepared by Chef Schaefer from the Depot, and that makes it outstanding. You get more. Yes, there will be a bar. Claudia says, my bartenders are creating 3 specialty drinks in addition to wine, beer, and non-alcoholic drinks. Today is the deadline for payment because we got to let the caterers know how many people are going to be there. So just signing up on a list isn't good enough. You got to go to the front desk and pay. So you're getting the concert, you're getting a wonderful meal, you're getting an open bar, you're getting dessert, you can even dance at this event, and you're socializing. And as the kicker, all of the money comes to the center because Claudia and Jim are the hosts. Okay, on to the 3rd page. Our Science of Mind class is on Sunday mornings from 10:15 a.m. to 10:45 a.m. Join us for a taste of Dr. Holmes as we are reading Living the Science of Mind. We have our next Namaste Cafe on Friday, August 23rd. Come enjoy the music and connection. Cover is $8 or a plate of cookies. We offer 2 weekly book study groups for free. Information is on the back of your program. Looking for the perfect gift or card? Visit our bookstore and discover something truly special. We also have an amazing library there where you can easily check out books. If you would like prayer for something in your life, please come to the front of the sanctuary by the piano after service. One of our practitioners will be there to lead a prayer circle. If you are here for the first time, is there anyone here for the first time? Oh, welcome, welcome. Wow, if we were playing bingo, I'd say there's the winners right there. So the ushers, I think, have a gift bag for you. So I don't know when you'll get that, but you'll have a present today. So thank you for being here. A big thank you to all our wonderful volunteers. We couldn't do it without you. We still have opportunities for people to join our wonderful tech team. Now we have some music as we turn within in preparation for our invocation.
Love is my decision. It's up to me to give of my heart. Love is my decision. No one else can tell me to start. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision, right here and now. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance on that bridge. Love is my decision. No one else can make me forgive. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. 'Cause right here and now I know it's done. The life that I've dreamed of has finally begun. 'Cause sure as the sun shines down on me, I am the one to set myself free. Love is my decision. It's up to me to dance down the road. Love is my decision. No one else can lighten my load. And once I decide to change my mind, God will show me how. Love is my decision right here and now. My decision right here and now.
So as we don't hear a word I'm saying, I am on, thank you. So let's join together in blessing this service. And I speak this word for absolutely everyone hearing the messages today. I open my heart to everything that helps me make love my decision. And I open my mind to today's lesson that helps renew a sense of purpose, open my mind to new ideas, and guide me on my spiritual path. So I bless today's service. I bless everybody hearing these messages. I bless everybody hearing Reverend Gregory's talk, Be Thou Made Whole. Are we willing to make love our decision, to strive towards making our lives whole and glorious and fulfilling? With this in mind, I declare that this is so, and I release this as we together affirm, and so it is.
I'm taller. Good morning. Reverend Gregory's talk title today is Wilt Thou Be Made Whole? It was the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle who said, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, meaning that each part might be very important, but the greatest benefit is achieved when the parts work together in harmony as an integrated whole. In his book, This Thing Called You, Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, says, there is a pattern of perfection at the center of my being, a divine and heavenly pattern of wholeness. It's in the Bible that we find in Matthew chapter 5, verse 48, we read Jesus' instruction, be ye there perfect, even as your Father in heaven is perfect. Now, you might remember in a past talk that I gave that in Greek, the word perfect also translates to whole and complete, meaning undivided and fully integrated. Let's take a look at the human hand. Many moving parts. We might wonder if any one part is more important than the rest. For instance, how much does a hand get from this little pinky? Would it surprise you to learn that the pinky finger is responsible for a significant percentage of the total hand grip strength, almost 50%? It's the pinky finger that maintains a secure and controlled grip. How about the index finger? It's one of the most often used digits for functional and practical uses. It's known as the pointer for good reason, as it's used for many expressive purposes, for many nonverbal hand gestures. Without saying a word, I bet you get my message when I use my index finger to communicate. A little slow, but finally got the point. Okay, so the pinky finger is valuable, and so is the index finger. But surely it's the thumb that's the most important part of the hand. What makes the thumb so special is that it's the only opposable digit of our hand, meaning that it and it alone can touch all of the other fingers. The thumb works with the other fingers to manipulate objects in order to engage in fine motor activities, such as the skillful use of a pencil, to tie your shoes, to button your shirt, to zip your jacket, and to pick up small objects. Just like the acronym TEAM, T-E-A-M, together everyone achieves more. Our hand accomplishes so much more when the parts function together in an organized, integrated manner as a whole. Sometimes in life, we can become so focused on one thing, on one part that we lose sight of the big picture. Perhaps it's a health issue. Perhaps it's a worrisome diagnosis. Or it's a relationship issue. You know, maybe there was some hurtful remark made, or there was some disagreement. And we become so fixated on that that we lose sight of the big picture, the picture of life as perfection. It was the Unity minister, Emmett Fox. He said in the Golden Key pamphlet, "Stop thinking about the difficulty and think about God instead." In other words, take your mind off the problem and put your attention on God as the solution. God as love. God as goodness. God as perfection. God as wholeness. And as Ernest Holmes tells us in the Science of Mind textbook, the universe is a perfect, undivided whole, and healing can only take place when we unify with it. Let us seek wholeness above all else. Please repeat after me. There is a divine pattern of perfection at the center of my being. I am now made whole. And so it is. And now we get to enjoy a little bit more of Elise Carver.
Sorry. There's something in the air that feels electric. There's more upon the breeze than what it seems. I believe everything is possible. We're capable of living all our dreams. I walk upon the ground and I feel its power. Breathe air into my lungs and I feel rebirth all around. Spirit flows through everything, uniting all of life upon the earth. So come alive. You're a child of God, a child of spirit, a child of love. Come within, deep within your soul. You can have the life you're dreaming of. The whisper of your soul is intuition. The pulling of your heart is Spirit's voice. All around, there is guidance everywhere. To follow it or not, we're given a choice. Take one look at me, I'm just a human. But take another look, I'm a soul divine. Life is filled everywhere with miracles. And everything is perfectly designed. So come alive, you are a child of God, a child of spirit, a child of love. Come within, deep within your soul, and you can have the life you're dreaming of. So come alive, you are a child of truth, a child of wisdom, a child of the earth. So believe that you are fully loved, and never begin to doubt your worth. I'm grateful for the sun that shines each morning. So grateful to my source that I'm alive. Every day is filled with possibility, and we are meant to thrive. come alive. You are a child of God, a child of spirit, a child of love. Come within, deep within your soul, and you can have the life you're dreaming of. So come alive. You are a child of truth, a child of wisdom, a child of the earth. So believed that you are fully loved, and never begin to doubt your worth. I'm grateful for the sun that shines each morning. I'm grateful to my source that I'm alive. Every day is filled with possibility, and we are meant to thrive. Thank you so much.
Elise Carver, yes. Thank you so much. Wow, so beautiful. Such a beautiful song, such a talented musician. Aren't we really fortunate? Yes, how good it is to be here with all of you. And one of the things that I am well, first of all, I want to say that I'm as the senior minister, I feel really blessed that Monica didn't cover all the fingers. I was a little nervous there. I was a little nervous, but it's just a little on edge over there. No. So good to be here. One of the things I'm really excited about is that I'm about to offer, for the first time here, a certificated class starting on September 7th called Visioning a Way of Life. And what I love about the practice of visioning is it opens us up to what Spirit, what this great power, what this great intelligence wants to do through us, what it wants to make manifest through us. So it gets us out of the way so that something maybe that we didn't even think was possible begins to manifest through us. We become a vehicle through which something amazing comes forth into the world. Who's willing to be a vehicle through which something amazing comes into the world? Yes, well, I hope you'll join me in that class. It starts September 7th, and it'll be for 6 weeks. And it'll be really fun. The certificated classes, all the classes, are a great way for us to get to know each other. And I'm really looking forward to experiencing all of you in that way. In a class, I've been in a workshop with you, but a class, we get to be together for 6 weeks. Yes? Let's do it. So please join us for that. And today, I am talking to you, this whole month is about metaphysical Bible. I've taken some of my favorite passages from the Bible and brought them alive from a metaphysical point of view, because our Science of Mind textbook from Ernest Holmes, about a third of that textbook is a metaphysical interpretation of the teachings of Jesus. Yes? Have you seen that? Yeah, so there's some powerful teachings in there, and as all scripture from all the major religions, whether you're looking at the Bhagavad Gita of Hinduism, or whether you're looking at the Bible, or whether you're looking at any of these sacred texts, if we read them from the place of what is it trying to say to me today, what is the wisdom inherent in that scripture? It becomes really powerful. If we get caught up in all of the things that are like the rules and the things that really had to do with the customs and the history and the culture of that time, and sometimes have little to do with us today. But what I love about these sacred scriptures is that these were inspired people who wrote those, and so there's some wisdom that came through, even through all the changes, through politics and all the various things of what gets left in and what gets left out. The wisdom is still sitting right there for us to see, for those of us who are willing to be discerning. So today's talk is on a scripture from the chapter John, verse 5, or chapter 5 rather. And it is, wilt thou be made whole? And it's a story in there about a man by the healing waters in Bethesda. And he's been laying there apparently for 38 years. He's been laying there for 30. The healing waters are right there. I'm thinking it's kind of like the people, we're not talking about you in the back there, by the way. We're just giving a distance example. I'm thinking it's about the distance from the people in the back to the front here. Like the healing waters are right here, and this man is laying right up there for 38 years. And he's got all kinds of a litany of excuses as to why he can't get to the healing waters. And he's been telling this story for a long time. He's been telling this story for 38 years. You know, and the story goes something like, well, every time I get up, someone else gets up before me and gets in front of me. Well, I have no one to help me go down there. All this wide range of reasons why he can't get to the healing waters. And it reminds me today of us when we have a story about something. You know, something is simple for me. I was switching when I moved here, my Spectrum account, my internet, from Bakersfield to here. Some of you are laughing. Well, they said, well, we can give you a deal on your mobile phone as well. And you can have your mobile phone with us. Well, that sounded great because the price was really great, and it was through Verizon, ultimately on their network, and I thought, this is great. Well, I've been here now for over a month. I moved here over a month ago, and I've been reluctant. I've had a story about, well, when you switch carriers, you never know what's going to happen, and I could lose my connection, because I don't have a landline. I just have my cell phone. And one day last week, I was in the office here, and I said, just do it, because you could do it online, right? So I went online, hit a couple buttons, waited for 20 minutes. It said it's going to take 20 minutes to load it and all this sort of thing. And it was done. It was all done. Like literally, it was that simple. I took a couple steps, waited 20 minutes, and it was done. I called Doris, our admin, and said, Doris is, and she's like, are you calling me? Because she's right down the hall. Like, I got to test my phone. And I said, okay, now call me. And she called me, tested the phone. It's so easy for us to make up stories. I waited a whole month or more because I had a story in my head that it's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult and fraught with potential problems and challenges. That's a story that I made up. We make up these stories in our heads. The question that Jesus asked the man who's laying by the pool in Bethesda for 38 years, because, Jesus was a man who spoke with authority, right? He was a man who knew the truth. He was a practitioner of the highest order. And he went to the man, and he wasn't hearing anything of the story. He knew the truth, that this man could be well right now. So he asked the man, wilt thou be made whole? Will you be made whole? In other words, are you willing to have your healing? No, I don't want to hear any more about the story. I know you've been there 38 years and everyone gets in front of you and no one will do this and no one. Okay, fine. But are you ready to get your healing? Are you ready to be well? And oftentimes in counseling and coaching with people, when they ask me for something and they say, will you pray for me to have this? I'm often moved to ask that same question, not exactly in that way because they might look at me a little weird. If I say, wilt thou be made whole? They go, whoa, excuse me, I didn't know. I must be in the wrong room here. But I ask them, are you willing to have what you just asked for? Are you willing to have what you just asked for? And you'd be surprised how often that jolts people. Because they just finished asking me, will you pray for me to have this? And I go, well, would you be willing to have it? Are you ready to have it? And they go, what? Well, you just asked me to pray for it, so are you ready for it? Are you willing to have it? Are you willing to let go of all the stories? Are you willing to say yes to the good? I ask you that today. I ask you today, for the thing that you're wanting in your life, are you willing to have it? Wonderful. Wonderful. There's a affirmation from Emma Curtis Hopkins in her book, Scientific Christian Mental Practice, that I always love. It's such a powerful affirmation. I'm going to invite you to try it out with me this morning. It goes, there is good for me, and I ought to have it. Want to try that out? All right, let's try that out. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. Let's try it two more times. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. There is good for me, and I ought to have it. It's the truth. There is good that is just waiting for us, and it's waiting for our yes. Sometimes, even in a beautiful teaching like ours, we can get caught up in the ideas of the old God that we were taught about. That God in the sky who is a reluctant God, who is sort of, holding us in maybe shame or whatever. And so when people tell me that, they say, I don't believe in God. And I say, well, who is this God that you don't believe in? Tell me about this God you don't believe in. I want to hear about this. And they say, well, I don't believe that there's some man up in the sky who's calling all the shots and da-da-da. And I go, well, hey, I don't believe in that God either. So we have to be careful because we have to be mindful because we've been conditioned to believe in this reluctant God, this punishing God, this whatever we've been taught to realize. And it says it right in the scripture there. It says it is the Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Your Father knows what you have need of. It says it right there in the scripture. In other words, everything has already been given to you. And ours is to accept. Ours is to claim. Ours is to open to it. Yes? Yes. Ours is to open to it. Ours is to say yes to it. So if ours is to say yes to it, what's all that other stuff going on? Right? What's all the doubt and the fear and all that? It's like we've got to go to the well. We've got to go to the well. We've got to go to the source right within our own being, that place within us that is the source of all good. And realize this day and every day that there is no reluctant God, there is no reluctant universe, there is no reluctant anything out there that is saying, do you find yourself once in a while saying, well, maybe this isn't mine to have. Maybe I'm not supposed to have this. The universe has already said yes to you and to me. The answer is yes. The answer is yes, and ours is simply to accept, to claim it, and to say yes back to what the universe has already said yes to us about. Wilt thou be made whole? Are you ready for your healing? Are you ready for your breakthrough? There was a workshop, big workshop at a Solomar. Any of you ever been when we used to do spiritual retreats at a Solomar? Any of you ever been to a Solomar? Many of you have. Big workshop, 300 or so people. And it was a board-breaking workshop. And in this board-breaking workshop, we wrote on one side of the board, and they were thick boards. The boards were about that thick. And on the one side of the board, it said what you're breaking through. In other words, what you see as the obstacle. And on the other side of the board, you wrote down what it is that you're wanting on the other side when you break through what it is you're wanting. And there we were, and they took us through a whole process. Dr. John Waterhouse led this, took us through a whole process to know how we can do this, break this board. And we needed to learn because it was not going to break on its own. It was not a might. It was not a power, might, physical might thing. It was a surrender thing. And so you had a person who was like your truth person. And you weren't even to look at the board. You were, in other words, to turn away from the condition. So you were to look and make eye contact with your God person to remind you of the truth of who you were. And so you're looking at the God person and the board's over here. And you were just to go like that and totally trust that this board is going to break. Well, I was the second in line, unfortunately, because I was like, oh no. And the first person in front of me was a very small frame woman, like not a very big woman at all. She was very like light, small. And she went up, pop, broke her board. And I'm coming up, my ego's totally working with me here, and I'm like, this board better break. I'm not going to look good. All those years of working out and being an athlete. But I went back to the truth, really. I went back to that this is not about power or might. This is about trust. This is about faith. This is about knowing. And so I looked at my person that I was to look at in full trust, pushed my hand out, the board broke totally in half. The boards are about 1 inch thick. Now, just to show you that this wasn't just a power and might thing, there were some people who didn't get it, that this was about trust, and they were beating the heck out of that board. They were going up and boom, you could hear it. It was like, oh, their hand's going to hurt tomorrow. To cut to the long story of it all, we waited, we were in small groups, and we waited in our groups until the last person broke their board. And then finally, as each group was finishing, there was one final person still who hadn't broke her board yet. And we were all gathered around, 300 of us, cheering her on. And finally, she broke through her board, and it was the most momentous thing. There's a scripture that says, not by power nor might, saith the Lord, but by my spirit, saith the Lord. So we're here to know today that there's a power that is greater than anything in our human concept, that is greater than that story that we have in our heads about what's possible, that is greater than anything we've made up if we could simply trust in it. If we could simply put our attention on it, if we could simply put our attention on that one infinite power within us and all around us and trust it, if we could only really believe that it's all already been given to us and really lean into that truth and really look at God like we were looking at that person and the board is over here and not even focusing on the condition over here, and really look at that truth that God is all there is. There's an infinite power within me. There's an infinite presence within me. The answer is already yes, and I am claiming it right now. We break through that board. Oh, it's over here. I just hit my God person in the head. So the simple question again today really is, wilt thou be made whole? In other words, are you willing to give up the story? Are you willing to let go of the story, no matter how good it is? Because some of us have really good stories. In fact, we can convince all of our friends, except for those friends in Science of Mind. The friends in Science of Mind are like, no, I'm not buying it. But we can convince a lot of people that our story, and they'll say, oh yeah, you're right. You'll never make it. So the last thing I want to say in that regard is we can start to create, there's like the law, right? There's like the absolute law that responds to us and says yes to us, and this is the way the universe works. And then we can start to create our own personal law. And this is not necessarily a good thing. It can be, but it's not necessarily a good thing, because we can start to create our own little world that works a certain way because we've said it works that way over and over and over again. And now we can really got a story here, because we can tell people, look, it's the way it works. I've experienced it all my life. I'll give you an example. Another senior minister said to me, you know, you can't count on volunteers. You know, volunteers don't keep their word when they say they're going to do something. And I said, you know, that's not my experience at all. My experience is I can totally count on volunteers. And so we had this conversation about that. You see how we can create our own little law of how life works? If we keep telling ourselves the same thing over and over again, our world actually starts to work that way. And so therefore, we become convinced that the world works that way. The only thing we want to say in an absolute sense is that which is absolute. We don't want to confuse that which is relative for that which is absolute. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anything we make up in that finite sense is just something we've made up. It's in the relative. It is not the truth. So the invitation today is to let go of all that stuff in the relative world, all that stuff where you've created a personal law that is not working for you, and go back to the universal law that says all things work together for your good. All is in divine order. All is in divine timing. All things are possible. And that the answer for you and for me is already yes. Wilt thou be made whole? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's hear again from Elise Carver.
Here's a great tune from Eddie Watkins Jr., and I'm going to need to depend on you guys a little bit for this one. I'm wondering if you can all clap with me. So, that sounds awesome, everyone. And I'm not worried about tomorrow. Today I declare nice freedom from yesterday, the mistakes of the past. Today all things are made brand new. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? 'Cause I can change my reality by changing my mind. Perfect peace and joy and happiness is yours and it is mine. 'Cause I am loved and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? So let me hear you say, all is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should. And I am close in the Spirit. I am led by the divine. I am one with all that is. My soul is free from time. And I am blessed and so are you. And don't it feel good to know that all is well and unfolding as it should? So let me hear you say, all is well. All is well. Divine Spirit is directing me right now. All is well. Oh, all is well. All is well. All is well. All is well and unfolding as it should.
Thank you, Elise Carver. Yes. I love that song. All is well is unfolding as it should. You all believe that? All right. Me too. I know it. I know that is the truth. Well, we've reached our time of conscious giving, and I am so grateful for the ways that you all give to this community and really just keep this community thriving and expanding and growing, taking care of what needs to be taken care of. And it's all because of all of you and your generosity and your knowing that you cannot outgive God. That's how we're able to be generous. Well, let me speak for myself. That's how I'm able to be a generous giver, is I know I can't outgive God. I know whatever I give is going to come back to me heaped up, pressed down, and running over. More than I could ever give is going to come back to me, so I have no resistance to giving. And I know that many of you believe that because I see that you give so generously. Thank you so much. Let us say our affirmation together as we hold our gift in our hand or to our hearts. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper all those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love, and so it is.
Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that God is all there is, that God is all there is. Grateful for the morning, grateful for the sunlight on my face, grateful for the feeling, grateful for the knowing, grateful for the love that's in this place, grateful for believing that God is all there is, that God is all there is, God is all there is.
Thank you, Elise. So beautiful. So we have come to that time at the end of our service here, and I want to invite you to repeat with me a few affirmations taken from Jack Addington, who was a very powerful minister and author in our movement. So I'm going to invite you to stand with me as we affirm. We're going to close out with some powerful affirmation here. We say, God is the only power in my life. Nothing from without can touch the perfect life of God within me. That was kind of long, huh? No past experience has power over me.
No past experience has power over me.
You gesture to yourself, I am a perfect child of God.
I am a perfect child of God.
Nothing that anyone has ever done or said
Nothing that anyone has ever done or said
can interfere with my divine inheritance. The power of God is greater than any circumstance in my life.
The power of God is greater than any circumstance in my life.
The strength of God is mine to use.
The strength of God is mine to use.
All right, now here we go. I don't know if you can do it in the rows there. We'll see if we can pull this off. We got a little gesture here. Turning away from all feelings of inadequacy. Oh, you all did it. Good, good, good. I discover that all I need is within me right now.
I discover that all I need is within me right now.
As I forgive the past,
As I forgive the past,
and I do forgive the past,
and I do forgive the past,
I find that I have nothing to atone for.
I find that I have nothing to atone for.
Nothing to run away from. We got another gesture here. Casting off the old me,
Casting off the old me,
I discover my true self.
I discover my true self.
I take dominion in my life.
I take dominion in my life.
Old habits have no power over me.
Old habits have no power over me.
Conditions have no power over me.
Conditions have no power over me.
Personalities have no power over me.
Personalities have no power over me.
I take dominion. I am whole. I am free. I am complete.
I am complete.
Now and forevermore.
Now and
And so it is. And now you got one more gesture. Yes. Thank you, thank you. Let's close with our peace song. Ministers, practitioners, come on forward. We'll close with our peace song. Please join together. We'll close with the peace song. We got the ministers and practitioners coming forward.
Let